Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today as we introduce the newest members of the Detroit Pistons, who will no doubt play an important role in the future of our franchise. Joining us today for this introduction and press availability we're pleased to have General Manager Troy Weaver, Head Coach Monty Williams, and the two newest members of the Pistons roster. We're also pleased to be joined by members of the Pistons front office staff, all of you. We also have youth from Peace Players Detroit. And I also want to extend a sincere welcome to the families of Ausar and Marcus who are with us today for this special day. As part of this press availability, we'll have some brief comments from Troy, Monty, and the newest Pistons. And then after those remarks, I'll open it up to a Q&A. We're pleased to be joined by Pistons General Manager Troy Weaver. Since joining the Pistons 3 years ago, Troy has been aggressive in every facet of roster development. The work on this year's draft was no different. Troy, thanks for being here. The floor is yours.
Good afternoon. We're excited today to add these two outstanding young men to our program. We said we wanted to make sure we continue to restore the Pistons with the right kind of people. And in drafting, unlike trade and free agency, you get to show who you are. And these two young men represent what we want to be about here in Detroit. We doubled down. We've been saying it since I've been here, and we doubled down hard with these two. These two young men are about the right things. It's funny how they match what we've been trying to do, but also Coach Williams, their mentality fits him to a T. The mentality, the seriousness, the focus, determination, and selflessness that they bring are exact qualities that Coach exudes in his programs and will do here as well. But we couldn't be more excited about them as people. We'll talk about their basketball prowess a little today, but I'm more excited about these two young men, and congratulations to their families. Done an outstanding job raising these two young men, so it's kudos to them in the way that they've helped navigate these two men through their lives. I also want to thank, before we move forward, this is also a culmination of a lot of hard work from a lot of people in our organization, the front office, the scouting staff, medical performance, support staff. A lot of people do a tremendous job so we can arrive here with these two young men. Starting from last night, we had chasing Marcus all night. The Tellums are pretty much in charge of that. Eric was talking to one person from Priority, and Arn was talking to Mark, trying to make sure we were lined up there. But the front office did a tremendous job, the strategy team, and making sure we're organized. George always keeps us organized, but the scouts really did yeoman's work all year. I remember getting several emails from Doug and Speedy about Sasser in particular, and we all made our way down to OT to see Ausar. But I can't thank everyone enough for all the work that's put into the scouting and arriving here. We want to make sure we continue to turn over every rock and bring in people that represent us. And these two young men, without a doubt, represent the Pistons.
Thanks, Troy. We're also pleased to be joined today by head coach Monty Williams. Monty, I know you'll be anxious to get these two young men on the floor and begin their growth and development. Please give us a few thoughts on each of them.
Well, I'm just grateful to be able to be a part of this process. Troy has put this vision in place, and not only that, being able to bring in people to our team that fit me, and that wouldn't be done without a lot of work by all of the people that he named today, but especially the parents and family members who have, as he said, done such an awesome job navigating waters, sacrificing, lecturing, I would imagine, a number of things. And so for me, I'm just grateful to be a part of this restoration with these two, getting to know them a little bit in the draft process was cool for me, but I'm looking forward to the future with them. And I have no doubt they're going to make me a better coach, make us a better team, and make us all proud. So I'll limit my words today because I'll have a lot to say as we go forward, but I am grateful to be a part of this and grateful to have these two with us.
Thanks, Monty. Well, let's meet the players. I'm going to ask each of you to give us a few words just on your thoughts of being Detroit Pistons and being part of Detroit. Ausar, I'll start with you.
I'm extremely excited to be here. When I came here to do my pre-draft workout, I felt like when I met with all the front office, coach, I just felt like there was a lot of chemistry and it was a place I can grow, and I liked the way, I felt like it was trending upwards, so I was extremely happy to hear my name called fifth pick yesterday. So I'm happy to be here.
Thanks, Ausar. Marcus, I'll turn it over to you.
I'm just, blessed to be in this situation. Feel like this was the perfect fit for me, from the coaching staff, the whole organization, and really just coming here to grow, win a lot of games, and continue to, get closer as a family and build from day one.
Great, thanks. Well, at this time, I'll open the panel to a question and answer to our media attendees. We'll have a microphone, and if you can please identify your name and affiliation, we'll get to you. And with the first question, I'll take it to Omari Sankofa of the Free Press.
Omari Sankofa from the Free Press. First, welcome to Detroit, Ausar and Marcus. And I guess just to start off, Pistons obviously have a really young team. Look at Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey and everyone else that they've added. What excites you about the group, and for both of you, how do you see yourselves fitting in with this group over the next years?
I feel like the group can get out and run. I feel like we could push the pace, and I feel like we could really lock in on defense. There's a lot of long guys on the team, but yeah, I see a team that's ready to compete, willing to compete, and I feel like they're gonna go out there and give it their all every night.
I really just feel like I can fit in with, like 6'6", 6'7" point guards, that can play the point guard spot, and I can just space the floor with my ability to shoot the ball. And like he said, just really lock in on defense, and be one of the best defensive teams in the league.
Corey Woods, I'm live. Welcome to Detroit. For Ausar and Marcus, have any of the new teammates just reached out to you and expressed their, welcoming you to the team?
Cade texted me while I was on the flight over here, and RJ Hampton also texted me. I'm trying to get in touch with more people, but so far, they reached out to me, so I'm appreciative that they did that. It made me feel welcome for sure.
Yeah, me and RJ grew up together in Dallas, so I talked to him last night.
James Edwards, The Athletic. Ausar, good to see you again. Marcus, welcome to Detroit. Monty, this is a question for you and then one for Troy. Monty, Ausar said that you came, I think your first day was his workout day. I'm not sure how much you knew about the draft prospects at that time, but what was it about him that stood out in those initial conversations?
It was Troy. I missed a ton of the workouts just because of my situation going back and forth to Phoenix. But I could hear the excitement about all of the workouts, but I just knew that was a workout that I needed to be at. And same with a few more. But what I liked about that particular workout was the young man brought energy to the gym. Like, he had the coaches hyped up. And the same with Marcus. It was an amazing thing. And no disrespect to other workouts or other players, but you know that there's something different about the workout. You tend to know the body of work just based on what you see during the season. You can look at the numbers, but when a guy can get in that environment and raise the level of the gym, that says something about him. And that's what happened. And then we had conversations upstairs, and those conversations can get, a bit tight for a young man. And for me, I have to figure out who he's going to be when I jam him up with the situation, or if I hit him with something that he shouldn't know, like, is he going to buckle or is he going to try to fake it? And neither guy did that. And I thought that was admirable, to be able to stand there and answer questions that you could answer, but also not try to answer something that you shouldn't know. And that tells me a lot about their character and the capacity to grow. And so I was excited about what Troy and his staff had told me about all of the guys, but these two in particular. You could tell that there's a lot of backbone and fiber that's been instilled in them.
Thank you. And then, Troy, for you, you said you guys wanted to go and get Marcus. What was it about him specifically that caught your guys' eye?
Several things, but he's a stabilizing player and personality. He's a rock. And when you're building what we're trying to build, you need some rocks. And this young man is a rock. And we can talk about his shooting and defense, but he's a rock. He's steady, brings it every game. You never have to worry where he's going to be, what he's going to do. He's rock solid. And we wanted to add this stabilizing player personality to the restoration. So we pushed our chips in and we went and got him.
Mike Curtis, Detroit News. Welcome to Detroit. Ausar, this question is for you. We know the Summer League schedule was just released today. You'll be able to face off against your brother, Ahmed, for the first time pretty soon. What was your reaction to that news, and how do you envision that matchup?
I heard it. My first thought was, we're going to kill him, And he's sitting right here, so he can hear it himself. I told him himself. But,
I love that.
take no prisoner. I know he probably wants to do the same thing, but it's not going to go that way.
Hi, Brandon Dent from Woodward Sports. First and foremost, welcome to Ausar and Marcus. I hope you guys are enjoying Detroit. Sorry that it's raining today. And welcome, hello to you, Monty. But Troy, I wanted to ask you, how much did defense and that defensive mentality play into the selections of Marcus and Ausar Thompson?
Must have my office bugged. It's all I think about. It's all I want to talk about. Having defensive mentality. I've never seen a team shoot their way to the top. It starts with defense. And I've been saying it since I arrived, and I'll say it until my last days here. It starts and ends with defense. And that's why these three gentlemen are here. Starting with Coach Williams, and these two, they're about defense. And we're going to be about defense as we continue to restore the Pistons. I mean, you'll hear me say it ad nauseum. You've heard me say it countless times. To beat the Pistons, we have to defend at a high level. And these two young men absolutely will bring that to the table every day in practice, every game, every situation. So it factored in heavily to them being here.
Mike Stone, 97.1 The Ticket. For each of you guys, critique yourselves. What is your best strengths and what is your biggest weakness that you have to work on going forward?
I would say my best strength is, my defense, my ability to facilitate, get paint touches, either get to the rim, kick out, and, things I need to work on, I have a lot I need to work on, just always, I have a lot to learn, always being engaged, shooting, I got to work on shooting, even though I feel a lot more confident than where I was before, but yeah, I got to work on everything, If I was a finished product, I'd probably be here a little bit last year or something.
My strengths, I'd say, just being a two-way player, defensive minded, but can space the floor with my shooting, and then just being able to create for myself and for others. And then my weakness is just want to be a better rebounder. It's always good to have a guard that rebound, so that's my weakness.
All right, well, with that last question, we'll end the Q&A portion of the media availability today. Troy, Monty, I'll ask you to bring the young guys forward, and we'll present them with their Pistons jerseys and get a couple photos. We good? All right, thanks everybody. Let's give these guys a round of applause. That'll conclude the press conference. We'll do a few one-on-ones, and we'll go from there. Thank you. Do you guys want to get some photos?